Step number 8, very important. Now that you've done like, your profiles, your descriptions, you've listed it on Google, you've listed it on your website, or like, you've made like posts on Facebook, and you've like, made a template where you're going to be like doing this consistently and making sure that, you have sales. And trust me, if you do all of these things, you will get sales and you will get booking. Now, what happens when you get a booking? Like, this is where your guest relation like literally starts. Like from this point, actually it starts from the time that you actually speak about your property, because that's where you start getting the interest of the guests in your property. However, once you get a booking, what's really important in this step is the check-in and check-out communication and the organization of everything. For example, in my company, what we do is like we have a person who's responsible, like since the time that the booking comes inside, he or she, well, she in this case is like responsible for like communicating with the guests. We have automated emails so that once a reservation comes in, they receive like, an email that, hey, we're thrilled to like, you made the best decision of your life. And like, we have a different branding. And yeah, like, we communicate with the guests like about like, okay, the things that they're going to be receiving, like 3 days before arrival. They get like, a calendar of all the experiences that they're going to be participating in, like which are free, or if they want to buy something, if they want to have an early check-in, late checkout, pool heating, yoga class, private chef, like, so that they can plan. All these things are like really important because the guest needs to feel like welcome. I remember that there was a time that, we didn't have a guest when we were starting out, we didn't have a guest relation communication person. And there was a time that there were so many messages from so many guests across like so many platforms that like I was looking at them and I would be like, okay, let's say if you're in Feb, if the guest message is like for a stay in March, I would be like, okay, I'm going to reply to this first, but I wouldn't reply to the guest message which is for a stay in December. Like I would keep that for later, but in the meantime that I would get to that message, the person would get annoyed and just cancel the reservation. So like, guests are like in India, I'm from India, and like in our culture, like guests are like gods. Like we say that Atithi Devo Bhava, which means guests are like gods. So you need to like make sure that your check-in, check-out communication, your guest communication before stay, during stay is in place. And if you will be able to do it, like if you can't do it, then you need to like really like call someone or see that, okay, if somebody's working part-time somewhere, and like share that person and like, distribute the work of your check-in and check-out communication. Like for us, before each check-in, it's very important that we have all the IDs of all the guests, even if it's like a 2-year-old. Like we need like the photographs of the passport IDs of each of the guests, because we have to like register it for like tourist registration with the local police over here. Like we have a systems, automatic systems, where that communication goes directly to the Gwandia Civil, the local police station over here. So, and also like, how do you communicate to the guests? It's very important that you communicate to the guests before arrival, like how to get there. If you think that your Google map has had like complaints before, then it's better to like, record a video and upload it on Dropbox or some links, or like maybe if you're like communicating on WhatsApp, have a video over there, like, make these templates ready so you don't have to like each time write, because that's very important, I mean, if you're managing more than one property and if you don't have this in place, like it can get really frustrating and exasperating after a point in time. But if you have like automatic communication, if you have like templates in place, then like it's just like magic. Then you just like enjoy this business, and then you focus on upselling, you focus on like selling experiences, or like getting more out of, giving more value, and like making like more business out of like the guest stay. So yeah, check-in and check-out communication, like before arrival communication, during stay communication, after check-out communication, and if the guest wants to come back, communication, like, because you don't want them to go through a booking platform. If they've already stayed with you, you want to like make sure that the next time if they want to come, they just contact you directly. So all this like communication with guests is something that you need to like really iron it out in the beginning before you start welcoming guests.